Okay, so this is a walk around impressions after about 200 and some miles on my Hyper Scrambler 2. To say that I love this thing would be an understatement. Batteries are right there. I normally charge with the batteries off. It's just a thing. Juiced, somebody on one of the forums or something emailed Juiced, and they said that there could be less chance of shorts if the batteries are charged while the device or while they're off the bike. So I don't know. I was always charging them like that, and I'm just gonna kind of continue to do it that way. See, these are off. So yeah, I'm about 200 plus miles in. No regrets at all about the bike. You know, I had a couple hiccups here and there with some things. I'll explain. Nothing crazy though, just stuff I kind of broke, and how juiced was with their customer service and helping me out. They're awesome, by the way. So all right, so I ordered the bike on February. Yeah, I ordered the bike February, and I got it mid-March, pretty much right when they said that they were going to come. Put it together. Oh, one thing, once you get these bikes, if you're by yourself, they're heavy, especially this one. I wish I did first. I wish that I had taken the batteries out right away. So as soon as you get the bike, take the batteries out if you could. I know it's like kind of weird because you don't really know what you're doing. I didn't know what I was doing, so I was like nervous to do anything with batteries or, you know, just kind of mess with it. I wanted to read instructions and all that, but if you take the batteries out while you're putting the bike together, especially this bike, if you get the double battery, you're saving yourself like 20 pounds of weight. When you're trying to lift the front, you know, the fork up to get the wheel on and everything. So I highly recommend, before you start lifting things and doing all that, just pop the batteries off, put them over to the side, and then you'll save yourself quite a few pounds when you're lifting it. Let me see, a couple little things. So one thing, I don't know if you could see, but it's a little hard to tell. But these arms are a little warped or bent. Not horribly, but enough to like jet the light off to the side a little bit. So I was messing with these, trying to adjust the light, make it this, and I kept taking them apart, you know, loosen and tighten them. I ended up cracking both of these all to hell. Sucked, you know, as soon as it cracked, you panic and you're like, I can't believe I just cracked the hell out of these things. So these cracked, pretty sure that was definitely me. I ruined those. Also, one of these bushings tore when I was first putting the bike together, and I was like adjusting these lights. So these cracked on me. One of these bushings tore. Let me see. Hold on. Juice forgot to send me this. This is for the cover. If you ever just wanted to use one battery, this is the cover. I'll probably never use just one battery, but you can see like a lot of spots on the, and I don't, you know, my bike runs really well, so I don't care too much. I did in the beginning more, but there's a lot of like weird little imperfections in the paint. You could even see on this. I'll show you a spot. You can kind of see on my wheel right here, it's like there, the paint never really got there. So that was a little weird. Also, I put a sticker over here because it was bothering me, but you can kind of see, like, this is the polished aluminum. And this spot is almost as if they just, it's like white, kind of. It's like weird. It's like they almost forgot to paint under here. This whole spot was like that, and it was like a smudge. It was bothering me in the beginning, and now I don't even really care. Just because the bike runs so nice mechanically. I keep bumping these off the wall when I'm trying to go through my little doorway, but whatever. My custom license plate. These tires are awesome, by the way. I don't know, a lot of people are saying they're not. I do ride a lot of city, probably 80% city ride, but they're great. Obviously, watch out for gravel and everything. I usually pump them to about 27 PSI. That's where I'm going. Seems to be good. So as far as these parts, Juice sent me these parts, sent me new ones of these. They sent me this. Also, my LCD screen, the first day out, I noticed condensation under the screen. It was like from going from my warm house to outside when it was cold. It wasn't raining or anything, but I noticed condensation starting to form under the screen. Sent Juice a picture. They sent me a new one of those. They've been really good with like helping me with the parts I broke and a couple other little, you know, the LCD screen and there's like I said with these. The bike's super comfortable. Usually after about 30 miles I start to get a little sore. I've been getting about 100 miles, or not 100 miles, sorry. They say 100 miles a charge or so. I have this thing on race mode all the time. I've been getting about 70-ish miles. I have tons of hills where I live. Always flying around, mostly use throttle. Off the line, it's nice to use some pedaling because it gives you a little more torque and you really take off. But yeah, it's quite fast. I probably top out. I just about get to 32 on a flat. I'm 170 pounds. I'm 6'2", and this bike pretty much fits me perfectly. 6 foot, I could see you're probably not bending your legs. Your inseam is probably just touching the ground. You know, once you start getting below 6 feet, I can see it being a little bit more challenging, but not horrible. What else? Oh, I broke my kickstand. I ran into a curb, and the old kickstand was wobbling like crazy. So I bought a new kickstand. They're only $27, which is nice. I almost bought 2 of them just for the heck of it, but they're only $27. Came in like a week. Put the new one on. Oh, let me show you this. Hold on. So I noticed when I was installing the new kickstand, here's my old one. You can see where I bashed it off of the so it was up like this, and you can see I bashed this shit out of here. So after this hit off the curb, it just wobbles like crazy, and it was driving me nuts. But $27, which is awesome. But anyways, when I was putting the new kickstand on, I was looking at the diagram, and I noticed my old kickstand would never kind of stay solid. I noticed they had this washer on wrong. So how it goes is, so maybe your washers are on wrong. I don't know how it was during assembly. So they had this nut in here, and then they had it going in to here. But they had this on this side. So that flat washer was on this side of the kickstand. And it shouldn't be there. I noticed the diagram when I got the new kickstand, so how it goes, just in case your kickstand's coming loose or whatever. Maybe you want to check. So these washers are like this. That's like that. So those washers go in there. And then when the kickstand goes in, like so, let's see if I could. So these go in here, and then this washer goes behind this bar. And then the nuts go on that side. So this washer was in the wrong spot. And I think that's why my kickstand was never staying tight. That's not why, obviously, it messed up when I hit the curb. But as far as it staying tight, they had the washer on the wrong side. So maybe yours can be assembled wrong. I'm not sure. Maybe something to look at. And if you hit a curb, look at that. You know, I'm really glad, because I'm glad it didn't hit my frame and the wire for the motors right here. So, yeah. But, let me think. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I could really show you. Oh, I used to have a moped. And one of the reasons why I like this style in particular was because it looked most like a moped. I'm 6'2". I wasn't not really a step through kind of guy. No offense, it is what it is. We got choices. I like the moped style. One of the reasons why I went with juiced was because of the throttle, the twist throttle. Big fan of a twist throttle coming from a moped. This is everything my moped was and better. It's got more torque, it's faster, it's electric. I can go everywhere a bike can go. I'm on bike trails, I go on sidewalks. I live in a town where there's basically, I don't think I've ever seen that I could think of a bike trail, or not a bike trail, but like a bike lane. So I ride this like I would ride my BMX bike, even my skateboard. Sidewalks, alleys, bike trails. Like I said, I pretty much just kind of, I'm not like whizzing by people and everything, like trying to cause a ruckus, but it's just all the freedoms, all the cool stuff of a moped and all the freedoms of a bike, which is amazing. It's so quiet, so stealthy. Yeah, it's just awesome. And I so originally I was gonna get the Camp Scrambler, City Scrambler, and then after getting the upgraded controller and adding fenders to it, and starting to think about when I was gonna maybe buy a second battery, I was only like $500. That was at the time. I know prices went up, but I was only like $500 or $600 away from this bike. And that was with planning out getting a second battery for the City or Camp Scrambler. And I'm thinking, why not just spend the extra $600-$700 since I'm already that deep in? Nervous as hell to buy this, mind you, because it's quite it's a lot of money, and it's not an easy chunk of cash to get. But I figured, why not just go for the dual battery, which is, even now, anytime you see people talking about how do I get more range, this is so convenient just to have the two batteries charged and ready to go. Like I never really worry about range, and it's such a nice thing. It comes with blinkers, dual suspension. The Camp and City don't have the dual suspension. Has a really nice rear taillight, rear blinkers, obviously. It's got the USB charge port, nice loud horn, light switches and stuff. Also, I put this bar here. It's basically, I was thought about putting a GoPro on here possibly, but I might wear my GoPro a different way. But this just reminds me more of a BMX style bike, which is why I put this on here. It just kind of looks nice to me. I don't think it helps with any kind of structural integrity or anything. I just like the way it looks, and I might maybe put a camera mount on there, some kind of. I'm not really a phone mount guy. I don't want all this extra stuff on my bike. As I'm telling you, I put this on, but that's basically about it. Like, I don't want saddlebags or things hanging or extra weight. This bike is heavy. It's, I think the Camp Scrambler was around 71 pounds. City Scrambler was around 78. And this bike is about 118 pounds. And I think all three of those, I'm pretty sure, with batteries. So it is heavy for sure, but it's super stable. It's hard to say if I would change anything. If I could possibly, if the spoke wheels were available, I might have gotten spoke wheels. Possibly. There's less maintenance with these, but the spoke wheels might have dropped like 15 pounds off, possibly. Maybe 8 to 10 pounds, I don't know exactly, but definitely they would have been a little lighter. If this bike was maybe 10 or 20 pounds lighter, that'd be kind of nice. But, that's not as far as, that's like a nitpick somewhat in a way, it's been working out for me. It's a little hard to maneuver. Normally when the batteries are out and I'm about to head out, I'll usually wheel it outside and then pop the batteries in. And, I don't always do that, but when I have them out, I usually will do that just to make it a little lighter for that particular journey before I head out. I think that's kind of it. Oh, it crushes hills. Hills are like nothing on this. Like I said, I'm 170 pounds. I'll always, I'll switch some gears up, put it in a little, crank the throttle, put this down to a low gear, and it just crushes the hills. My moped was not very good on hills a lot, so it's nice to have a bike that can get all the hills. I think that's about it. I wanted to do a ride today, but it's super rainy. It's like 30 some degrees, 39 degrees. So if it works out tomorrow, I'll do a little cruise. If anybody has any questions about anything on this, feel free. And, I'm no expert by any means. I'm a novice e-biker. It's my first one. I do have a moped and such, but, I'm no expert, but I'll try to answer anything you guys, anyone has any questions about. So, fenders. I want the fenders and I don't want the fenders. I know I'm never going to ride in the rain unless I happen to get caught in the rain. I just kind of like how it looks without the fenders. Obviously, and I don't like those big, not a fan of those big side view mirrors. I bought one for the handle. I just have yet to put it on. So I don't like those side view mirrors. I'm uncertain about the fenders. They were on pre-order for like a day a couple weeks ago, and I didn't jump on it. Just because they're $150 and I don't know how much I want them. It would have been nice to have and decide, but for $150, it's a tough, like, I'll buy these and save them for a rainy day kind of thing if I'm not really sure if I'm ever going to use them, so. Nah, fenders, I don't know. I wish that I can get them for cheaper and decide, but they're not even in stock right now, so I can't even. And if they did come back in stock, I'd be, I don't know. I still don't know if I would get them. Because I'm not 100%. And to not be 100% on something that costs $150, that's kind of where I'm at. So I'm just going to do some close-up shots of stuff because I feel like when you're like looking at these bikes, all I did was like research. I almost got a step through. Wasn't feeling the step throughs. I almost got a folding bike. Wasn't feeling the foldings. This just had it all for me. It had the nice Moped style, dual battery, blinkers, nice horn. I'll never use the USB thing probably unless emergency or whatever, but it's got it. Hydraulic brakes work. These brakes work awesome. The tires are awesome. I do get a little noise up here on the front brake. I adjusted it a few times. Back one's been fine, a little squeaky. But I don't know, you start to realize that there's certain little quirks that you can kind of live with. Mechanically, the bike runs so well, like, so what, there's a couple little paint issues, and so what, my brakes are a tiny bit squeaky, and I guess that's kind of really, oh, so what that it's like a little bit heavy, but that's kind of more of a, not really any kind of a defect, that's just by design. But the good things on this bike outweigh any of the little nitpicky things. I'd 100% recommend this. Now, I don't really take it off-roading much. Like I said, maybe like 20% some dirt roads here and there, but I mostly cruise in city. And I don't know. I highly recommend this thing. I might get a more all-terrain tire, the Mission V Tire Missions, I think they're called. They seem like a decent, like slightly off-road tire, but they would still be good in the city. I'm just gonna wear these down. I might even get these again. I'll probably end up having to get one back one before I even get a front one. The back one is, like I said, I ride this thing kind of hard. Not that I'm like crashing or smashing into curbs and squirrels, but I do go pretty fast on it, and I don't know. I go fast, but I treat it well. You know, I'm not trying to ruin it. So I don't know. I feel like this is a long video. I'm gonna post the whole thing anyways. If anybody has any questions, feel free to ask. I'll do my best, my novice best, to answer any of them. And hopefully, if the weather's nice, I might get a little GoPro session cruising. It's trout season. Probably head down to the stream, do a little fishing on this thing, and go from there. All right, y'all. Hope everyone's having a good day. And until possibly another time. Peace.